How have humans become the most top animals on the planet? It's because we're the only ones who ask questions, apart from owls. But they only ever want to know who's there. It's almost unbelievable that before Charles Darwin invented evolution in 1859, no one had ever evolved. Without him, none of us would be here today, except in the form of fossils or gibbons. The story goes that here in this garden in Kent, Darwin saw an apple fall from a tree and wondered if there was a monkey up there. And if so, where that monkey might have come from. Despite all the advances in medicine, there are still some things we can't cure. The common cold, the squints, dicky tummies. Doctors are working on this as we speak, and even when we're not speaking, because some of them work nights. Another apocalypse was predicted by Mother Shipton, a mystic from Yorkshire who lived in a cave, which at the time was better than living in Yorkshire, just like it also is now. She wrote, "The world to an end will come in 1881, a claim which has recently been debunked by experts through a careful process of looking around and seeing the world still here." When a feminist looks in the mirror, do they see an equal woman or a better woman?
They quite often, like all of us, look for what they want to see and they look for what they hope to see.
You see yourself back to front, don't you, in a mirror? But not upside down. Why is that?
Well, hopefully, because that's the way that mirrors are designed.
What power's a mirror? Sorry, you're not the mirrors expert, are you?
I'm afraid not.
Computers are all around us, in offices, computer shops, and computer repair shops. It's hard to think of anything that doesn't have a computer in it, except cows. And they've probably got computers in them now. My nephew makes buildings in Minecraft. How much more does he need to do to be considered a qualified architect?
Well, to be a qualified architect in this country, you have to study 5 years at university and do at least 2 years in professional practice.
And how many of those years would be studying Minecraft?
Very few of them. You could continue looking at Minecraft at the same time, but you wouldn't normally use Minecraft as part of an architectural education.
One of the first philosophers was Pythagoras. His big idea was that everything in the world could be done with numbers, like in Argos. Pythagoras is best known these days as the inventor of the triangle. A world without his ideas would be unthinkable, because there'd be no Dairylee and no way of starting snooker. If a policeman broke the law, would he be able to arrest himself?
I don't think so, no. Under the Police and Criminal Evidence Act, the arresting officer has to sign the prisoner over to the custody officer, and if they were one and the same person, I can't see how that would work. Also, I don't know how the investigator can interview themselves legally under that act, and if the case ever got to court, which I don't think it would, the defendant would be in a position to cross-examine himself. So I think the judge would stop the trial at that point. But no, I think is the answer to your question.
Today, a woman's half as likely to earn over £50,000 a year than a man. And to add insult to injury, that money will most likely have a picture of a man on it, because most banknotes don't have women on them, apart from the Queen, who's on all of them. The good news is the world hasn't ended yet. The bad news is scientists say it one day definitely will. But what sort of ending will it have? A sad ending with a disaster, or a happy one with a song? To find out, I spoke to expert science man and former D-Ream keyboardist, Dr. Brian Cox. How will the world end?
Well, the sun will run out of fuel in about 4 billion years or so. And actually before that, it will begin to swell up, expand. And so we think the Earth will get incinerated.
Do you think we might be able to do something about it?
Stop it being incinerated?
Yeah, stop it being incinerated. Or the sun burning the Earth. Can't we put it out with a big hose or something?
It's an inevitable consequence of the laws of nature.
You're pleased with that, are you? You're happy with that? You can live with that?
Well, there's nothing I can do. I mean, also, the Andromeda Galaxy is going to hit us.
The Andromeda Galaxy? A whole galaxy is going to hit us?
Yeah. On about the same time scale, actually. So as the sun runs out of fuel and expands and incinerates the Earth, a galaxy of 400 billion stars is going to collide with us.
You're much gloomier than I expected, because you're quite smiley.
Well, yeah, well, it's quite a long time in the future.
Rising temperatures are a worldwide problem. Experts say they're responsible for making the North Poles melt, meaning too much sea. Not everyone wants to live in the sea. You don't have to be a scientist to know that. You just have to have seen The Little Mermaid. She hated it. Sometimes when I watch these past life hypnosis programmes on satellite channels, all the people on those, they're always ladies in waiting or gladiators. They're never monkeys. Why is that?
Probably because they don't actually remember their past lives. It's probably not true.
But I find it easier to believe that I was a lady in waiting than a monkey.
Well, it's maybe easy to believe that your ancestors were ladies in waiting, but
monkeys.
I don't see the problem between believing both that your ancestors were ladies in waiting a few hundred years ago
And before that
were
monkey
monkeys.
ladies in waiting. Thanks. If it wasn't for the suffragettes, I probably wouldn't be standing here now. I'd be in a kitchen where I belong. To find out more about philosophy, I've got an expert here with me. Or have I? Or am I here? Maybe I'm imagining them, or they're imagining me. Or am I? Hello, philosophy lady. Am
Hello.
I here?
Yes.
How do you know?
Well, I can see you, I can probably feel you, I can hear you.
What lovely warm hands.
Thank you. It is possible that I'm dreaming.
Yeah. Or I could be dreaming too, couldn't I?
Oh, you could be dreaming, yes, but you asked me whether you were here.
So
and it's
if
true,
you
that's
were
a very...
if I was dreaming, that wouldn't have happened. No, if you were dreaming, that wouldn't have happened.
If I were dreaming, then my belief that you are here might be false.
Right.
And unless I can tell that I'm not dreaming, therefore, it's possible that you're not here.
Yeah. But if we both sort of nip ourselves...
Well, the trouble with nipping yourself like that is you might dream that as well. I mean, any test you can do to see whether you're awake, you could do when you're asleep. Any belief that could be false if you were asleep is a belief of whose truth you can't be certain unless you can be certain that you're awake.
But not all these buildings are thought of as ugly today. Some are considered hideous eyesores instead. This is the National Theatre. It's designed to look so horrible that people are glad to be inside watching boring plays. What's the difference between economics and economics?
Nothing. It's just the way you pronounce the E. I think I prefer economics to economics, but I wonder what... You could put the same question to the Chancellor and the Governor of the Bank of England and see whether they like the hardy or the softy.
Hardy or softy?
Economics, economics. Economics, economics.
OK. To understand medicine, the best way is to try them all. But apparently that's dangerous, so I'm talking to a medicine man. Hello, who are you?
My name is John Martin, and I'm a doctor.
And what do you do?
I'm Professor of Cardiovascular Medicine at University College London, which means that I see patients, I do research, and I teach.
So what's medicines?
Medicines, if we're talking about tablets...
Well, I was thinking more the liquid ones.
Well, the liquid ones are the same as the tablets, only they're normally given to children who can't take tablets.
Oh, right.
That's a big difference.
The government says we need to cut our greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. But if, like me, you don't have a greenhouse, they say you can reduce your carbon footprint by not flying and walking more. But my feet swell up when I walk, which is why I came here in a car. One science man who knows all about time is this science man. Hello, science man. Who are you?
I'm Dr. Stuart Clark. I'm an astronomy writer and a fellow of the Royal Astronomical Society.
What is time?
We don't actually know. There are a couple of possibilities. Either time could be a physical thing that flows like a river, or it could be more of a psychological thing.
When you say it's like a river, what do you mean?
I mean that time it flows like the water in the river, and that the events in our lives are like things in the river that water encounters.
Like fish and stuff.
Yes.
You know when you store time on a clock, how do you get it back out again? Because when I was winding my watch up, I accidentally put it forward, so I'd got 2 hours more in my clock. But then I put it back, but I thought, is it still in there? Is the time still in the clock?
So your watch doesn't actually measure time.
Well, it does, because it's accurate.
It measures the oscillation of a crystal. And the change in the physical state of that crystal has to happen in what we call a certain amount of time. So from one moment to another, physical systems everywhere in the universe changes its state. And that change takes place in what we call time. And that's the only way we can infer the existence of time. But actually what time is, we don't know.
Right. So, even the people who understand time don't understand what time is. It'll always be an unknowable mystery, like why the seasons change or how a telephone works. Next time on Moments of Wonder, I'll be asking, what are these? And why are they everywhere?